Our next candidate is here, someone that you all know, Councilman James Kenney. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
All right, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Wow, thanks. That's very nice of you, thank you. And thanks for the invite to come here today and to speak to you about my candidacy for mayor. You know, the other day I had a meeting with a group of folks who were promoting charter schools because they were angry about something I said about not accepting certain amounts of money as a Trojan horse to get in the room. One of the things that happened at that meeting is that it devolved into one of the people at the meeting starting to go off on teachers about how they were the problem. And I explained to him that they are not the problem. They didn't cause this. What caused this is the lack of responsibility in Harrisburg for people living up to the Pennsylvania Constitution. I know how hard you work. I know what you do in the classrooms. I know the money you take out of your pocket. I know the activities that you try to continue to have when the schools have removed them, when the SRC has removed activities. I know you care about your children because they're your children. And I've said this before, that when we talk about kids in our neighborhoods, they're not their kids or somebody else's kids or that neighborhood's kids. They're our children. We have a responsibility for every single one of them to see that they get the best that they can get, to get a start in life and to be productive citizens in the end. And that's what I'm committed to doing. Now, I'm not looking for Harrisburg, excuse me, to fly in like Superman and save us. They should be living up to their responsibilities. But there are things that we can do here in Philadelphia that will cost a little money, but I think are important to change the way things are going. I think every 3- and 4-year-old in the city should have a quality pre-K program. So when you get these children at kindergarten, first grade, second grade, you're not doing remedial work, you're moving them forward, not trying to catch them up. There are two issues with the pre-K. One is we have to pay for it. It's about $54 million a year. And we have to get the quality pre-K. We have to get the 1- and 2-star pre-Ks up to a 3rd star so they can start to get reimbursed by the state. We can do that. We can do that over a 3- or 4-year period. We can't roll it out all at once. It'll be chaotic. But we can commit ourselves to doing that. We've built sports stadiums. We've built convention centers. We spend money. And I voted for those. I'm not complaining. But if we can't find the money we need to get 3- and 4-year-olds educated up to reading level before they start school, then it says a lot about who we are. And we need to get that done. Secondly, every department in the city of Philadelphia provides services. But we don't pay attention to how those services can be provided and helping in the schools. We have sanitation, parks and recreation, health, DHS, all the departments that you're used to delivering service. But none of them think about how they affect schools. I need someone in each of those departments that I will assign, excuse me, to not only in the budget that they ask for every year, but on a regular basis be dealing with the schools. And I commit to meet with the 180 principals, divided into 45 groups of 45, almost like a police department CompStat, where we go every month and I go every month and sit with those principals and the line staff that I assign to the school responsibility team to talk about the issues in their schools, the issues around their schools, and what we can do to deliver service quickly. Now, that doesn't cost any more money. That just takes some time and attention to pay attention to the needs of principals and teachers in our district. And I want them to feel valued. I want you to feel valued. Again, you are not the problem. You are the ones on the front line holding back everything that's happening. Sorry, all this dry air and hot air and cold weather has been killing me. Thanks. So I want to make schools the center of the neighborhood. I mean, I think that we need to be able to do things that are innovative and to get people into our schools after hours. For example, one of the biggest problems I have is finding gym space for people who want to volunteer to recreate their own children after hours. There's no reason we should be paying through the nose, they should be paying through the nose for the opportunity to use a school gymnasium. We got to figure out a way to make that happen. There are other things we can be doing with our institutions, with our higher education institutions. 30 seconds left. Well, I won't go into all my platform. I understand there's going to be some questions, but I just want to let you know I value you. I think what you do is important. It's one of the most important things you can do in a profession, and you will have my support fully. And I think everyone in this town, everyone in this country has a right to be in a union, if they choose. I had a union card when I was 17 years old in the local 301, bartenders, waiters, and waitresses. I served at 1199C when I worked in a hospital when I was in college. My father was a union firefighter. My mother was a guild member at the Inquirer and Daily News. So unions are necessary to protect people's rights. And the only way you have a good relationship with your employees is you sit across the table and you negotiate with them. You don't dictate, and you don't do it in a courtroom. So, thank you.